Thank you very much for those questions. And Senator Cardin, you're next. Thanks. Thanks for joining us, Ben.
Well, first, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member, thank you very much for scheduling this hearing. I want to thank all the witnesses that are at the table. And yes, I am very concerned that this was a preventable accident, preventable circumstance. The safety standards should have been able to deal with this. There needs to be full accountability. We need to make changes moving forward. We have concerns about corporate responsibility and decisions made at the corporate level. All that are areas that are of grave concern, I think, to every member of this committee. I represent the state of Maryland. The Ohio River may not flow through the state of Maryland, but its watershed does impact water in Maryland. So I'm interested, if I can, Mr. Harrison and Ms. Vogel, if I can get your understanding of how you're monitoring the quality of water as a result of this incident. What concerns me is that we have more extreme weather events that are occurring in our communities. And as you're doing your monitoring, what precautions are you taking for extreme weather events that are likely to occur and the impact that that could have, not just on Ohio and Pennsylvania, but perhaps even on Maryland, as it relates to water quality or even air quality?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. I will speak to the work Orsenco has been doing to protect the Ohio River drinking water supply, and it really hinges on our great organics detection system, which is a number of scientific instruments, including 6 that are GC mass specs, which are very sophisticated instruments. We've been able to calibrate those for the various chemicals that we were able to detect, and those continue to operate. So in addition to being able to utilize those for one-off sampling that we did as we tracked the spill remnants all the way through over 700 miles down the Ohio River, we're continuing to operate those. Actually, our drinking water utilities are continuing to operate those on a daily basis. And so that system remains in operation and will continue to be in operation as long as necessary. So we're able to detect those chemicals and any threads that might come through rain. I am involved in Unified Command, except for today, and we have anywhere from 2 to 3 meetings a day, and we are abreast of the on-site conditions that may occur. In last week's rain, for instance, we were able to demonstrate with our equipment that we did not detect any of the chemicals of concern.
And in regards to groundwater sources?
We do not work in the groundwater arena. Our compact focuses on surface water.
Ms. Vogel, can you add to this?
Senator Cardin, thank you for your question. We appreciate the work of Orsenco. My team on the ground from AEP Ohio is sampling the surface water every single day. We're taking samples in 20 different locations. We have a website set up, an interactive map where you can see exactly where we're sampling and what we're sampling for. It's a broad array of chemicals of concern, but also volatile organic chemicals generally. We're posting those results. We're continuing to see dilution of the chemicals of concern. So I just want to be very transparent and say we will continue to sample as long as we find any detections, but it does seem to be fading. On the groundwater side, Senator, we have installed monitoring wells at the location of the derailment. We've also installed sentinel wells near Sulphur Run and Leslie, between them and the municipal well field, so that we will be able to test those on a weekly basis and know if there are any contaminants that might be approaching any groundwater or drinking water.
And are you being totally transparent as you are doing this so that those of us that have concerns, particularly about impacts of extreme weather events, will be able to get contemporary assurances that the monitoring is being done?
Yes, Senator. It's the #1 priority of the team on the ground to prevent any additional releases through rain events or, of course, from going any further than the initial contaminated area. That is our #1 goal with water management right now. But in terms of transparency, we're posting full lab results the minute we get them. The governor's very committed to being transparent and providing all of the information that we have when we have it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.